Okay, video 2. Sorry, I accidentally pressed stop on the last one. I was just saying that I will pair you up, and I'll have to post the pairs with your emails so you can all link in together, and we can go from there with getting you guys in contact with one another. Please make sure that you are contacting one another and you're not just leaving the other person in the lurch, because it is really important in this unit that we do stay connected with one another, because there is a fair amount of collaborative work and collaboration happening. So let's have a little look over here. So current slide. So that was our first step, is posting the websites that you visited. And the second step we've got here is using your newly acquired Googling Like a Pro search engine skills to look on the internet for any information about your buddy and then list these websites on your buddy's footprint. So what I'd like you to do here, I'll just get out of here, back over here. So we've got, for me, I've started to post my websites, the one that I've used. And then maybe we can go and do an extra one. So Elise, let's call it, oh dear, got Elise Buddy Work. You guys can call it whatever you like, and then I can do one for Amanda. And then we would swap, so Amanda would be listing things for me and I'll be listing things for Amanda. So I'm going to jump online and Google Like a Pro to see what information I can find out about my buddy Amanda. Some of you will come up with nothing because your privacy settings may be fantastic or it might be very minimal. Others may find a Facebook page, you might find something about Instagram, it could be anything. So see how you go. If you can't find any information, that's okay. It's just an exercise for us to continue Googling Like a Pro and make sure that our poor buddies and us haven't got any information online that we don't particularly want others to see. Now, once you've finished this little activity, just so I can see that you have done it, I'd really like a screenshot. So for those of you using a Mac, I will show you how to do that. You press your Command Shift and the number 4 and simply copy, snap it, and then you can send that over to our Edmodo page. So here we go. You can go type your note, attach a file, and then desktop for me, that's where I've sent it, and I've got my screenshot there. Choose. And then you can write your names, Elise and Amanda's digital footprint. And we could press post, and that's for us to see. Okay. Now, next thing, this one, current slide. All right, so that's our first task. Our second task is about your digital footprint. So we're using a pedagogy called Think, Pair, Share. This is a fantastic one and you'll use it all the time in a classroom environment. You might have students thinking about a topic individually or a question you've asked them. They would then work maybe with their desk partner, or you'd pair them up with someone else, or they would pair them up themselves and have a discussion and share information, so they're learning from one another, and then they would share the information with the rest of the class. So we'd have a whole group discussion. So essentially that's what a Think, Pair, Share is. For us, we are going to be using the same platform, I think, for our tool. So let's say, yeah, let's do it. So it says, what have you found out about yourself on the internet? Is this representation of you, who you are accurate and complete? Would your future employer find this representation acceptable? So that's one question to consider. The next one is there any online content about you or posted by you that needs to be deleted? And the third point here is, do you need to change the privacy settings for any of your accounts? So if you haven't done that already, I strongly would suggest you going on to the ones that people would find you on easily. Things like your Facebook and your Instagram, even LinkedIn if you've got a LinkedIn page. So just be aware of your students. For me, like I am with you, I use my surname, my maiden name of Wilson, and then my other online social media stuff, most of it is in my married name. So for me, with my little cherubs in the class and their parents, they can't necessarily find me easily. So anyway, that's just one thing I do. So let's go back to our Coggle, because that's where we're going to post this information. We're going to use the Think, Pair, Share, and we're going to use it with our buddies. So again, for me, it's going to be Elise and Amanda. I think we are going to start a new Coggle for this one. So back here, so we've got our first one of Elise and Amanda's digital footprint. We'll create a new diagram, and then we'll do Elise and Amanda's, we'll say thoughts, because that's basically all it is. And then if you can please answer the questions individually. So Elise, I put mine. Oh, that's a bit fancy, I didn't know you could do that. So you can answer your 3 questions here, and then Amanda would do the same. Remember, whoever has created this to still share it with your partner. There we go, sorry. So I would then, as I'm the one creating it, I would then share it with Amanda. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so maybe in your pair you can have a chat through Edmodo or by email, whatever's easiest for you, and decide who's going to create the Coggle account, or the initial Coggle account, and then who is going to, or that person would then invite their friend. All right, so once you've done that as well, if you can please do your screenshot so that I can see you've had a go. So for me, it's the Command, Shift, and number 4. Oops, if I do it correctly, there we go. And same thing, so give me a screenshot and post that also to the same thread. So you can even attach 2 if you like. So, oops, cancel. Attach your file to that same one. So my next screenshot would be there. I would press choose and it would upload a second one. All right, let's move on to the next slide so that we can get through this nice and quickly for you. Sorry, I just had my cleaner coming back in, wiping down desks. She thought I was crazy. Had to pause my recording before because she thought I was talking to myself. Okay, slideshow from current slide. All right, so that's the Think, Pair, Share that I hope that you can join in with as well. Now, the next activity that I would like you to do is with regards to safe, responsible and ethical use of the internet. And this is something that is vitally important for this unit and for the rest of your teaching career. So please make sure that you have had a really good read of all the materials available and even do some additional research yourself so that you're really confident with it. This is what this activity is for. So we're using the Generate, Sort, Connect and Elaborate thinking routine. There's a link there for you to have a read, and it's on the LMS, so you can have a look at that link also. And then we're going to access the class canvas individually. So I've created a joint class canvas, but I expect that each of you are going to go on there and post information onto that class canvas with your name so I know it's you, so that we can see that everyone's engaged with the idea of safe, responsible and ethical use of the internet. So individually generate ideas on what it means to use the internet safely, responsibly and ethically. Each post-it should only have one idea, and then list your name on your post-it. Okay, so that's our first one. I'll jump onto the class canvas in a minute so that you can see what I'm talking about. Then we're working in groups, which again, if we were in an actual classroom, we'd be able to do more effectively. It's not something that we're going to be able to do this time. It's going to be us individually sorting things out when we post them. But for the idea of being in the classroom, I would then split people up into groups and they would sort the post-it notes with the ideas that are central or related to your safe, responsible or ethical use. So there would be 3 groups. You'd have safe, the next column would be responsible, the next column would be ethical, and then your group members would work together to sort them all out into the correct one, and then connect similar ideas. So you might group them together on the canvas. Again, for us, it's not really going to work as effectively, so I do apologise, but it's still nice for us to know what an additional thinking routine. The last one here is during the class discussion, if you elaborate on your ideas or on another's ideas, add these points to the canvas. Again, not possible for us to do unless you have an additional piece of information to say. You're more than welcome to post more than one post-it note. So on that, let's go to the class canvas. So I'm going to get out of here, hide you. I'm going to go onto the LMS. And I've already switched to a teaching or to a student view so that you guys can all see. So I'm going to go to click on the class canvas here, which I've already done. As I scroll down, you're going to see the other tutors starting to post things. So if you remember from last week's video, there was just the two of us. Now the other tutors have uploaded information here. So we're going to click on our group. So this is where we did our first lot from last week, the Meaningful Learning Jigsaw group, and then we've got session 2. Now you'll see that a few things are highlighted. We've got reflections here. Now this one isn't an optional one, but it's always really good to have a central bank of ideas, I suppose. So if you would like to go into the reflections, you could post your thoughts and ideas about these 2 questions. So I'll just click on that to show you what that looks like. So I've got session 2 reflections. What is your understanding of good digital citizenship, and to what extent did the ICT tools for brainstorming and or concept mapping support your organisation of ideas? So you can take a post-it note there, pop your name up the top, and then you can answer the questions. It's optional, you don't have to. It was probably a really beneficial tool when we had the exam for this unit, but we no longer have that. I still encourage you to reflect. As a teacher, it's really important to be a very reflective practitioner. So if you would like to take that up, you're more than welcome to. As I go back to our LMS, so we've looked at the reflections, but this is the activity here. So we've got safe, responsible and ethical use of the internet, which I will also click on. And I've got what I'd like you to do up here. So after some research, individually post a piece of information, link or even your personal thoughts, which are backed by evidence, to each of our 3 categories. So we've got safe, this is our first category, responsible, which is the second, and ethical is the third. Okay. I don't expect you to write me an essay or even a paragraph, just a sentence or 2 under each heading, posted on a sticky note with your name under each of your 3 posts, so I know that you've posted would be great. So I might go for this one, so I drag a post-it note here. I would type my thoughts or whatever. Post, you can change the post-it notes, you can make it pretty, I don't mind. And there you go. So I'd have, my name first. Oh, I need to press the button, sorry, edit. So I'd have my name, Elise, and then I'd have my thoughts. Okay, and I would do that for under each category. Okay. All right. Oops. So that's that. I've got one more video that I'm going to post for you. It'll hopefully be a short one, but I'm going to pause my recording here and you'll get one last 3rd video to view.